Hello. Today we are going to learn about parallel and perpendicular lines. So let's get started. We're going to start off by talking about parallel lines. So parallel lines are two lines that have the same slope and do not intersect. So what I need you to put in your notes are that they have the same slope, but they have different y-intercepts. Right here. They have the same slope and different y-intercepts. The reason why is for lines to be parallel, they have to have the same slope. But if they have the same y-intercept, they're essentially going to be the same line. So with different y-intercepts, they're two different lines crossing the y-axis at two different points. The best way to determine if lines are parallel is to use slope-intercept form. So let's look at this equation. It says write an equation of a line that is parallel to y equals 2x plus 5 with a y-intercept at negative 3. So since I know it's parallel, I know that has the same slope, so y equals 2x. Remember, the number at the end is your y-intercept. So this equation up here has an intercept of 5. My new equation is going to have a y-intercept at negative 3. So my equation is y equals 2x minus 3. You guys try this one. So the equation of this line is y equals negative 3 fourths x plus 4, because it has a y-intercept at positive 4. So now let's go back to what we learned from section 5.3 on slope-intercept. We need to write an equation of a line that goes through the point 4, 1. But now we know its slope because it's parallel, so we essentially need to find the y-intercept of the line that goes through this point and parallel to y equals 3x plus 2. So I know it's y equals 3x, but what is its y-intercept? Well, this coordinate point is an x, y coordinate point, so I can substitute the values in for my x and my y. So I get 1 equals 3 times 4 plus b. And now all I have left is one variable instead of 3 variables. So now I just have to simplify and solve for b. So 1 equals 3 times 4, which is 12, plus b. To solve for b, I have to subtract 12 from both sides because I want to get b all by itself. So b equals 1 minus 12, which is negative 11. Now I take negative 11, plug it in for b. My equation is y equals 3x minus 11. And again, notice same intercepts, same slopes, different intercepts. So one of the questions you'll see on the homework is to determine if two lines are parallel, put them in slope-intercept form. So are these graphs negative 6x plus 8y equals negative 24 and y equals 3/4 x minus 7 parallel? So I already have one of them in slope-intercept form, y equals 3/4 x minus 7. Great. I need to take my other equation, negative 6x plus 8y equals 24, and solve that for y, put it into slope-intercept form. That way I can look at their slopes and intercepts to determine are they parallel or not. So what I need to get rid of on the left-hand side is the negative 6x and that coefficient of 8. So I'm going to add 6x to both sides. So I get 8y equals 6x minus 24. Next, I need to get rid of that coefficient, so it's 8 times y. So to get rid of it, I divide by 8 to every single term. Those cancel out, and I'm left with y equals 6/8 x. Remember, we always reduce our slopes. This can reduce to 3/4. So I get y equals 3/4 x minus So 24 divided by 8 is 3. So I have y equals 3/4 x minus 3, y equals 3/4 x minus 7. They have the same slope, different intercepts. Yes, they are parallel. You guys try this one. Are the graphs y equals negative 2x minus 1 and 4x plus 2y equals 6 parallel? All right, again, my first equation is in slope-intercept form, but the second one is in standard form. I need to change it to slope-intercept form. So I have to get rid of my 4x, so I'm going to subtract 4x from both sides. And all I have left is 2y equals negative 4x plus 6, and divide everything by 2. I have to get rid of this coefficient. So y equals negative 2x, and then plus 3. So with the equations, y equals negative 2x minus 1, y equals negative 2x plus 3, same slopes, different intercepts. Yes, these are parallel lines. Are these parallel? So add 4x to both sides. It's 3y equals 4x plus 21. Divide everything by 3. So y equals 4/3 x plus 7. I have a slope of 4 over here, but this is 4/3. So they have different slopes, so the answer is no, they are not parallel. All right, that's parallel lines. Let's look at perpendicular lines. So if we have two lines that are perpendicular, they intersect at right angles. So essentially they look like this, and they form right angles. So the most important thing you need to know about perpendicular lines is that the slopes of perpendicular lines are the negative reciprocals. What does that mean? Well, let's look at the example here. If I already have the slope of 5, the slope of the perpendicular line is going to be the opposite sign, so the negative of it. So the negative of 5 is negative 5. But then I need to take the reciprocal. Remember, the reciprocal is when you have a fraction, you flip it. So if I have negative 5, you can write any integer over 1. So the reciprocal of negative 5 over 1 is negative 1/5. This is the perpendicular slope of 5, negative 1/5. Try one more. Let's say I give you 2/3. What is the perpendicular slope of 2/3? Since it's positive, I make it negative. And since it's 2/3, the reciprocal of 2/3 is 3/2. Opposite sign and the reciprocal. So this one says, write an equation of a line that is perpendicular, that's the key word there, to y equals 4x plus 2 with a y-intercept of 6. So since it's a perpendicular line, I look at the slope of 4 and I take the opposite sign and the reciprocal. So it's going to be negative, sorry about that, negative 1/4. Remember, you can write 4 over 1, 1/4, positive, so I make it negative. So it's negative 1/4 x and has a y-intercept of positive 6. All right, now we need to find an equation of a line that contains 8 and negative 2 and is perpendicular to y equals negative 4x plus 3. So this is just like when we were doing it with parallel lines. The only thing is I have to change the slope. So I know since it's perpendicular, my new slope is going to be y equals positive 1/4 x. But now I need to figure out what its y-intercept is. So 8 is my x value, negative 2 is my y value. I plug 8 in for x, negative 2 in for y, I get negative 2 equals 1/4 of 8 plus b. 1/4 of 8 is 2. Solve for b, subtract 2 from both sides. B equals -4. Plug it in. Y equals 1/4 x minus 4. All right, the last question we're going to look at is this word problem. It says, a bike path for a new city park will connect the entrance to Park Road, which is our pink line here, and the path will be perpendicular to Park Road. So here is my perpendicular path that I'm creating. So I need to write the equation of the line representing the bike path right here. So I have this line. This is my Park Road. I need to find the slope of this line. So I have 2 points, 4, 5, and 2, 1. So I find the slope between them. So remember, slope is change in your y coordinates over the change in your x coordinates. The change in my y coordinates is 4. The change in my x coordinates is 2. The slope 4/2 reduces to 2. So the slope of this line is +2. So what does that make the perpendicular slope? Since it's 2, the perpendicular slope is going to be -1/2. Remember, the opposite reciprocal. Now the last part I need to figure out is the y-intercept. And so I notice that this line looks like it's crossing the y-axis at +4, hence the y-intercept right there. So y equals -1/2 plus 4. I hope you found this very informative. Again, if you need to retake any of the notes, go back, look over the problems. You could also look at the textbook. This is section 5-6. There are notes in that. We will work more on this in the next class period. So I hope it was fun. I will talk to you later. Bye.